Hi Pisces, Sun, Moon, Ascendant, or Venus. This is Dane, and I'm going to be doing your July 2020 full moon reading for you. Now I ask if this reading resonates with you, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, and also to subscribe to my channel. Now before we dive into this reading and we talk about the moon, which I have all laid out here for you, we're going to clear this energy space and also raise our energy vibration. So if you just take a deep breath in, exhaling whenever it feels comfortable for you. Releasing all negativity like storm clouds from your nostrils and your mouth. Beautiful. Okay. So let's take the tarot before we talk about the moon and see what the tarot has to say. How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this message and show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this message and show me clearly. How will Pisces be affected? Oh, goodness. Okay. So we have this pile right here. Let's lay this out. How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by July 2020 full moon? Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Guide this reading and show me clearly. Goodness. I love how they're just popping out. That's wonderful. I also love it when they stick to your hands, or when just this pure elation comes over you and you know when it's time to stop. Pisces. How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Pisces. Okay. So this card right here. Fantastic. Okay, Pisces. Let's see what the cards have to say. This will be your private self, your inner self. This is your heart. This is your public self, the way the world sees you. So we have the Knight of Pentacles, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. You have the Devil right here, so you're very connected with this Capricorn full moon. Now this reading lasts from full moon to full moon. So from July 5th, okay, so from the 5th of July to the 3rd of August. Capricorn energy is coming through. That is, of course, the full moon. This is also a time frame of December 22nd to January 19th. Then we have the Three of Pentacles, and we have the Taurus energy, the Hierophant right here. This is a time frame of April 20th to May 20th. Then we have the Chariot, a Cancer energy, a time frame of June 21st to July 22nd. The Ten of Pentacles, which is beautiful. The Queen of Pentacles, which is absolutely lovely. Again, Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Again, a very strong link to the Capricorn full moon. And then you have yourself, Pisces, shining through. You are represented by the moon in the minor arcana, so you have the moon coming forward. This is also saying that especially this Earth sign full moon is very powerful for you, very connecting to your energy, to the energy of your emotions. Then we have the Emperor, which is an Aries energy, a time frame March 21st to April 19th. The Seven of Pentacles, the World, which is beautiful, and Temperance, which is a Sagittarius energy, a time frame of November 22nd to December 21st. Okay, so before we dive into everything that the cards are telling us, let's talk about this moon. This moon is, of course, a Capricorn full moon. It connects us quite beautifully with the archetype of the elder tradition and with our elders and with our ancestors, also with the stories of our DNA. So you're going to find out that there's a truth to you during this time that is coming forward. You're also going to be breaking old stories, all right? We've always been this way. It's always been like this. You're going to find enough is enough. And that's really what this moon brings forward, because you're looking at your DNA story. And a lot of times within ourselves, okay, you can actually inherit trauma, especially if your family line has been through tremendous trauma. That trauma is inherited, okay, in a cellular level. And so here, we're looking at the traumas that we inherit. We look at the pains and the hurt. And every line has their own traumas. Human history is not a nice history, you know? So here, we have hurts and we have pains that we inherit through our DNA. We have hurts and we have pains that we inherit through a past life, right? And you're really seeing here the story of your truth, the story of yourself, things that have been repeated time and time again. And I'm really seeing here with you, Pisces, there is this sense of enough is enough. I mean, this whole line is earth sign energy. Okay, so you're rooted to your success, to the bounty of what you're planting, of how you want to move forward, of the prosperity that moves you towards something greater. And so this is right here for you. And it moves you forward. It has then all the other signs coming forward. But your personal self is rooted in earth sign energy. And it's very connected to this moon. Now, this Capricorn full moon is the moon at its most organized, most practical, and most methodical. So for you, Pisces, who's rather free-flowing, okay, this can be aggravating, this could be a bit frustrating, this could be overwhelming. Do not forget to let play come in, right? Work is going to be very important. Goals need to be met. You know, things need to be moving forward the way that they're supposed to be. You're looking at your long-term commitments. You're looking at your long-term goals. They're very real for you. Actually, sometimes more real than where you are right now in your life. So your dreams, your goals, your aspirations are what drives you and what defines you. And so during this time when it says a tough cycle is ending, you know, the end is approaching, you know, the end of a tough cycle approaches there. That's what it says. You are going to find that it is, but it is because you've had enough. You've just had enough. It's like, this story doesn't fit me anymore and I do not want it. And so as you come to this truth, as the end of a tough cycle approaches, you surrender to the divine, because it's only through the divine that we evolve. And you're connecting to that God's head that lives within you. You're connecting to that power. And then you connect surely to the power of the moon, to the power of the quiet, to the power of the night, to the power of the absence of the chaos of the day. And that's a powerful connection for you. And it moves you and is enhanced by the full moon eclipse, which of course also happens on the 5th of July. And you're going to see here conclusions are within reach. You can see the end of things. You can see the answers to things. The full moon eclipse also brings forth perseverance, okay, accountability, and commitment. Okay, these are going to be key words for you during the full moon. There's also a veil being lifted from the eyes. It's almost as if, you know, for a time you couldn't see well, and then the veil is lifted, and it's like, oh, I get it. I understand. Confusions come to a head. You know, things get worked out. And this moon is called the blessings moon because it brings tremendous blessings to us. It's also called the stag moon because this is the time when stags have their most, like, their greatest horns, right? But stags are also a sign of majesty and of royalty. So you have that power coming forward, that power of majesty, of royalty, of prosperity. It crowns you. And then this is also the thunder moon. In the Queen of the Moon cards, right here, it says the thunder moon. And it promotes change. That kind of makes you jump out of your skin like a clap of thunder right behind you. And you're going to be looking for change. You're also going to be wanting to bite off more than you can chew. Make sure you do things reasonably and succinctly, because the change comes forward and you move the moon because of it. You move tremendous obstacles. But if you look at it as say, I'm going to move the moon, it's not going to happen because it's going to be too much. Your mind is just going to be like, are you kidding me? Hello? Like, that's not happening. So there needs to be this sense of understanding. There needs to be this sense of commitment to self and the sense of through little changes, you can actually, you know, change the course of a river. And that's going to be very powerful for you. Now we have the new moon. The new moon is on the 20th of July. Now, do note that on the 12th of July, we are coming into Mercury direct, which means we're coming out of Mercury retrograde, thank goodness. But this is also saying communication becomes a lot more clear. But you've also found, and I've seen this for this Mercury retrograde, which is a really different Mercury retrograde, but you're going to find that every single miscommunication, every single thing that happened that made you angry or upset or frustrated, it happened for a reason. And that reason was to propel you forward in a way that you hadn't expected or hadn't anticipated. So here, with the new moon in Leo, which we come into on the 20th, and we come out of Mercury retrograde on the 12th, this says confidence is your key to success. And you've been working on this confidence. It's like fake it till you make it. Believe in yourself. And then people will sit there and be like, wow, there's something worth believing in, right? This person believes in them. And as long as you're not one of those people who make the fool out of themselves, you know, those people who walk around kind of like strutting like a peacock and then have no follow through, you're going to be golden during this time because this confidence is your key. This is the power that moves you forward. And so confidence is your key to success on the 20th, and you're going to find yourself walking towards confidence, being able to connect and commit. Now, at 1:55 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, you have the void of course coming in. And this is when things do not happen the way that you think they should, or the way that you've planned. So you might be going to this lunch and thinking, wow, everything's going to go really great. We're going to talk about this, and then train wreck. You know, things aren't going to go the way that you expect them to. And that is going to be overwhelming. At times, it really is. It's going to be really aggravating. So if you can block out from 1:30 to 2:30, just don't do anything. Sit quietly, read a book, watch something on YouTube or, you know, wherever, and just be out of the race for a little bit. That would be your best bet. If you just cut out, if you can't cut out the whole hour, just cut out the 50. You know, just cut out those 10 minutes till 2 o'clock and be able to embrace quiet and peace and serenity and just focus on your breathing. That's going to be something that'll be really beneficial to you. Then we have here, with the new moon, we have new starts coming. So move forward with confidence. Your confidence is key. People will believe in you because you believe in you. And you're going to see this as a portal to a new start. You're going to see yourself as being able to walk forward, being able to walk through doors that once seemed closed. Because I really see the new moon as being guided by the god Janus in Roman mythology. And the god Janus was the god of beginnings and endings. And yes, it ends one cycle, but it begins another. You know, it ends one light of the moon, and it begins another, and it waits till another becomes full and prosperous. So here, there's a power. There's a power to the beginnings and the endings and the doorways that you walk through during this time. There's a power to your voice and your understanding and the way you perceive your world and the way the world perceives you. You're going to be in tune with that. It's going to be beautiful. It is. It's going to be beautiful the way that you come together. Now, on the 3rd of August, we have the full moon in Aquarius. And this says, show the world the real you. What can be more terrifying? I mean, seriously, what can be more terrifying? And I know some of you are going to be like, oh, I show the world the real me every single day. And that's awesome. If you do that, that's awesome. But a lot of times we tweak ourselves. And we have to, you know, socially, we have to sit there and maybe not say everything that's on our mind because, you know, some of it wouldn't make sense or it would sound silly or something like that. So we always do kind of, you know, watch ourselves when we're around people. But it's letting the real you show. It's following your heart's bliss. And what I mean by that is like listen to your heart, is listening to the authentic truth of yourself. It's not being somebody that you're not. It's not trying to desperately fit in to a world that doesn't see things the way you do. It's kind of like, do I want to be there or don't I want to be there? And there are going to be, you know, questions like that you're asking yourself. Be like, how do I want to move forward? Where is it that I feel like I belong? What is it that's missing from my life? You know, when I show the world the real me, does everybody laugh? Nobody wants to be laughed at. But does everybody laugh? Am I with the wrong people? And so you need to have patience with yourself as you walk forward, because that patience will help you grow, will help you become authentically you, or keep on being authentically you as you walk forward, as you embrace your power, you embrace your understanding. And it leads you to the spirit animals of this time, which are astoundingly important and powerful spirit animals, which of course I have none of them represented in my cards. So we're starting off with the Woodpecker Spirit. This is somebody who seeks to rekindle the passion of their life and find their truth. This is the person who encourages creativity and innovation in others, but also stands up for those who are weaker. And this is represented here in the cards by the brown bear spirit, because the bear spirit always encourages strength in those who are weaker. And so here you have the planting of seeds of greatness over your heart. You have the walking in of power. And this says, take time out. Take time out to embrace compassion and to embrace your own greatness. And this then moves us to the spirit animal that is in both months, and this is the Salmon Spirit. The Salmon Spirit represents rebirth, moving forward, happiness, eternal life, and fertility. Okay? And not fertility, femininity. So there's something around you. There's a reason why Spirit had me slip. So just be mindful. If you want to be really fertile during this time, awesome. If you don't, just be mindful. Just be mindful. Okay? Because there's a sense of great prosperity around you. And this is living for the fulfillment of your life, the fulfillment of your joy, the fulfillment of your happiness. You're surrounding yourself with people and with things that bring you joy, that make you smile. For July and August, those are your prerequisites. Okay, you're not going to be okay with people who are just like, it's fine. You're going to sit there and be like, no, there has to be more to this. There has to be, and you're going to be pulled towards it. Now, in August, we then have the Cougar Spirit, which says leadership, which calls to leadership and to taking charge of your life. And the Panther Spirit stands in really nicely because it says here, reclaim your power. Just as, I don't know if I read what the Nightingale Spirit stands for, but it's love is all around you, because love is all around you as you reclaim your power, as you, pull your world forward and embrace your power and your understanding. Now, for your personal self, there is a sense of planting seeds of prosperity, reaping a harvest that you once thought was completely out of reach. We start off with the Knight of Pentacles. Now, the Knight of Pentacles is our slowest moving knight. So if you want things to happen lickety-splint, blink of an eye, not the knight for you. But if you want things to last, this is the knight that you want in your corner. And this is the knight, quite frankly, Pisces, that you want in your corner. You are slowly and steadily moving towards your prosperity, towards your success, towards your bounty, towards your abundance, towards, this sense of being able to have and defend what you have worked so hard for, and seeing results guide you. And knights defend queens, and you have the Queen of Pentacles right here. So you personally are defending your heart's right and your heart's power of being absolutely prosperous. So the Knight, the defender, moves to the Devil. The Devil is a Capricorn energy, December 22nd to January 19th. Right, this is the full moon. The full moon is in Capricorn. You have such a tremendous link, and it moves you forward in a very profound and beautiful way. You have this sense of letting go of addictions. Now, addictions can be the ones that we think of, drugs, sex, alcohol, food, shopping, those ones that come easily to mind. But it can be deeper. It can be video games. It can be people pleasing. It can be anxiety. It can be avoidance of work. Like, you're supposed to be doing things, but you always watch 14 million YouTube videos before you do it, or, scroll through Instagram for a little while. Things like that we'd use to distract ourselves, but also to calm ourselves, because there's something about what we're going to do that brings us a bit of anxiety. So we use this as kind of like a baby would suck on a pacifier. We use this to soothe us. And the Devil is saying, why? Why are you distracting yourself from the world? It's time to embrace the world. It's time to move forward in it. And you can see the Devil as owning the world, okay? And we can see that in a negative way. We also see that in a positive way, because the Devil is also the corruption, the demonization, okay, of the earth gods, of Pan, of Cernunnos, of all these gods that represented the earth. And they took them and they demonized them. And we also have demons from the Greek word daemons, which were beings of inspiration. So, you have this here with this sense of fury and frenzy towards something that cannot really be described, which can be the magic of creation, the frenzy, the chaos of creation. And so here it's harnessing this power, understanding this truth. It's also knowing that sometimes, just don't go there. Look at things and be open and honest with yourself. There is a sense of being tempted. Okay, by people's words, yes, actions. But there's also an embrace of knowledge. Gnostics believed that, wasn't it that once Eve was tempted by the serpent brought eternal life because he brought knowledge and fully awakened the people? And that can be what you see here, an awakening. And as we're being awakened, we're being distracted. And that's the addictions, that's the doubts, that's the fears, that's the modern world coming in and, chattering in your ear about everything that you're supposed to be and everything you're not supposed to be. So this is a powerful moon for you because you're following your story. Your story is your truth. Your story is written in your DNA. It's written in your past lives. It's the very blood that pumps through your body. And that's what you're listening to. Take time to meditate, to connect with your heart, because you're going to find it powerful, Pisces. Three of Pentacles. Prosperity, success, bounty. It can be working with others. Here it's really working rather singularly, so I wouldn't be surprised if you were working mostly by yourself. There's a sense of embracing many different hats, many different ideas, many different ways of moving forward, and moving towards that power, embracing that truth, right? And then it brings you to the Taurus energy of the Hierophant. Again, April 20th to May 20th is the time frame. Being true to yourself. The Hierophant in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, is represented by the Pope. The Pope was the King of Kings. He could tell kings what to do. There's a power to you. You are embracing that power. Actually, the power of your internal self has more say than the Emperor does over you, okay? So it has tremendous power over your external self, and you're going to see that. What you start focusing on, what you start thinking on privately, very much affects you publicly, which you could say, duh, that's the way life works, but sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes we have doubts and we have fears within our mind, or we sit there and we know something isn't right, but we ignore it and we say, no, I have to move forward this way anyway. It's like, no, listen to your inner self. Also listen to your inner child. Your inner child sleeps. You are awakened. You're moving forward. You're moving forward in power and truth. But your inner child is going to speak to you at times. And it is going to be a powerful truth that you hear, a powerful message that is given. And it moves you to the Chariot. The Chariot is a Cancer energy. I love that you have the black Pegasus here. It's gorgeous. So much of the moon, we have the Chariot, and we have the moon. We have the Chariot at the crown, the moon at the roots. And so much of what we fear of with the moon is the darkness. And isn't black not the absence of color, but all colors combined? And so here, there is a sense of almost feeling too much. And that's the thing that Cancers have. So if you have Cancer in your chart, know that, on top of Pisces, that's astoundingly intense. You're going to find that you feel so much more deeply. And even if you don't have Cancer in your chart at all, you're going to find that you feel things so much more deeply, so much more powerfully than you thought you would. Does it become overwhelming? Yes, sometimes it does. The Chariot in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck is pulled by one white and one black, Sphinx. There we go. And the Sphinx asks the question to Oedipus, what walks on 4 legs in the morning, 2 legs in the afternoon, and 3 in the evening? And the answer to that was man. He walks on 4 legs, he crawls when he is born, 2 legs when he is in his prime, and 3 legs when he is old and needs a cane. And so here you see with the Cancer energy, we see the power of ourselves. The helplessness, the power, and then the dwindle, okay? Even if you do stay, completely powerful. There is a sense of here facing truths that we do not want to face. We as a culture, we spend our lives running away from truth. We just do. Get this lifted, get this tucked, get this shaved down, do this, do that, and you'll just be perfect. And let's not strive for perfect. Let's strive for honest. Let's strive for real. Let's strive for powerful. Because you're being drawn, the carriage of the Chariot. And remember, charioteers were the NASCAR racers of their day. Absolutely insanely powerful. And you're going to find that you move forward with that power, with that beauty, with that grace, with that understanding. It guides you, it molds you, it is you. But there's also that deeper truth, the darkness of night, the silence that pulls you, that leads you. When it comes to love, Pisces, no one can push you off your course. Okay, your heart during this time is mighty, and it leads you to the 10 of Pentacles, prosperity, success, bounty, abundance. The wealth rains down. Prosperity that lasts for generations. Bounty that is a part of your soul. It calls to your very being. It transforms you. This is an end of a cycle. You are going to see an end of a cycle. Now, you might see it quite profoundly during this time, because Capricorn is very concerned with money, okay, security, prosperity, success, especially if this is in your career placement, and I forget where that is. But if you have Capricorn ruling your career, okay, this is a time where you start really planning for the future, where you start really looking at things and getting real serious real fast, because you want a prosperity that can be passed down. And it might be money. It might be something you value as much as money. You know, you might sit there and say, I don't need to live in a mansion, you know, because who really does? And because you've come to that realization, doors open that were once closed. Power comes forward. And as that power comes forward, you are embraced by prosperity. I mean, the Queen of Pentacles. First of all, who thinks of queens as poor? I mean, nobody does. I mean, you can have people who were once queens, but you know. Queens have power. Queens have money. Queens have prosperity. And so you are embracing that power, that money, that prosperity. You're calling it into your life. You're nourishing it. You're taking care of it. The king has to defend it. The queen gets to embrace it, gets to nourish it, gets to make more of it. Okay? And that's what I see here with you. There's a power, there's a truth, there's an abundance to your bounty that you are really holding on to and that you are truly embracing. And it leads you to yourself. Also, you have a strong connection here to Earth sign energy, Taurus, Virgo, Capricorn. Capricorn and Taurus are the ones that you are closeliest. Closeliest? That's not a word. You are most closely drawn to during this time. You might be working with them because you have the Three of Pentacles here. So it can be you and a Capricorn energy, a Taurus energy, or you in the time of Capricorn working with a Taurus or working with somebody who has these delicious roots to success, okay, has this profoundly powerful way of looking at things. They might be a bit overwhelming. They're going to be quite different than your approach, Pisces, but they get things done. And you definitely have yourself connected here with a Taurus energy and with a Sagittarian energy. So that's going to be very powerful. Looking at fears, looking at doubts. The moon is going to have a huge effect on you. There's something here where you might see that in this phase of the moon from the 5th of July to the 3rd of August, there's a very big shift in the way you perceive yourself, in what holds you back with fear, doubts, apprehensions. Okay, you're really looking at things and you're embracing your power, you're embracing your understanding. And as you do so, you claim your throne. You are the emperor, more than a king, an emperor. Aries energy, time frame March 21st to April 19th. Power, understanding, desire. You are moving forward. Publicly, because you have the Aries energy, Aries is a bit confrontational since he is the god of war. You know, in Greek mythology, no, Mars, Aries? Yeah, in Greek mythology, Aries. So here, there is this sense of power moving you forward. You are defending your prosperity and your wealth. You are pretty much the charioteer is just a higher form of knight, you know? So you have the charioteer energy, again, defending what you love. And then you have the ruler of war, the god of war, right here, being like, no, this is what I want. And so you're crowned with power, with force, with determination, with dedication. Utilize it. Utilize it to its highest degree because it's intense, it's powerful, and it's exactly what you need during this time, because this is the time where you cut the bull, you go for what you want. But you have to remember to laugh, to embrace joy, to have fun. Okay? That's going to be so important to you because you're looking at the prosperity that you're planting, the bounty that you want. Okay? And you're seeing yourself take care of things. You're seeing yourself have fruits, the fruits of your labors paying off. You're seeing yourself moving forward, and that's exquisite. And as you do so, okay, the world opens to you in a very real, very truthful, very powerful way. The world opens and you see things more clearly. Doors that were once shut aren't shut anymore. Doubts that you had and you thought, oh, I'll never get there. You don't have them because you're like, yeah, this is where I belong. This is my truth. And as you're embracing it, you're embracing yourself. The way that you used to define yourself with the I can'ts, they fall away. And it's like, yeah, I can. Yeah, I can. And you're going to see that. You're going to find yourself thinking, oh, I can't do that. Like, you know, I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. You're going to be like, oh, yeah, I can. Watch me. And let that spark of defiance move you forward because it opens up the world to you. And it leads you to balance, to temperance. Balance, prosperity, understanding, peace, harmony, beauty. A time frame, November 22nd to December 21st. It leads you to, again, she has this, the yin-yang on her forehead. It's this balancing of masculine and feminine energy. It's a balancing of what you desire. It's a balancing of your very soul. And as you have that come forward, there is this sense of, yes, the water is contained, okay? Because you have it pouring from cup to cup. Is temperance contained? No. Temperance has the water contained. Here it isn't. So you're going to see it flowing into the ocean, right? Into the lake or wherever it is that you want it to be flowing into. All right, but in the Rider-Waite-Smith deck, temperance is contained. The cups flow into each other. The passion flows into each other. It is something that you can still hold, that you can still see. The star sets it free. So there's something here with the moon reflecting the star's light, and the star, of course, being our sun, that sets it free. It comes from your truth, facing of fears, doubts, apprehensions, looking at things and saying, oh no, I can't. You're also highly connected to the other side. Listen. Listen, your third eye opens. Let's go deeper. What are the final messages for Pisces, for how they will be affected by the July 2020 full moon? What are the final messages for Pisces of how they will be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Show me clearly, show me clearly, show me clearly. Angels and spirit guides, show me clearly. Ooh, goodness, okay. Yeah. Guide this message and show me clearly. All right. Fantastic. So personally, you have the Seven of Pentacles. You have the Seven of Pentacles right here. I like that. Princess of Pentacles, prosperity, prosperity, prosperity. It's kind of like show me the money kind of thing. It's like this is where the wealth comes. This is where the prosperity comes. But again, remember, this does not have to be just financial wealth. This can also be something you value as much as money coming in. And then the Tower. Preconceived notions, doubts, fears, they fall apart. They fall apart. The Tower is like, ready or not, here it comes. Here comes this change. Here comes this power. Here comes this understanding. And the thing is, personally, you have this prosperity coming forward. And you have the Seven of Pentacles. And I'm super excited about this. So the Seven of Pentacles is the harvesting, the waiting. But here with this imagery, what I love is that you have this powerful tree right here. And you have this man, or this woman, but I think it is a man, cutting off the ivy. And why is he doing that? Because the ancient Celts believed that ivy was more powerful than an oak. Why is that? Because ivy could fell an oak. The thing with ivy, and it's beautiful, you see it on old buildings with the ivy running up the building side. You don't realize that ivy is going to make that wall fall. Ivy destroys. It just does. Right? It's beautiful, but it still destroys. What ivy does when it hooks on to a tree is it plants its roots inside that tree. And it's like a vampire. It sucks the life out of the tree to give it to itself. When you see ivy crawling up a home, right, it's planting its roots in the mortar, okay, in the cement. So it slowly and steadily erodes the structure of that cement so that the bricks fall. And here he's clearing out what will slowly kill the oak, the powerful, beautiful tree. And that's what you're doing. You are slowly taking away that which would destroy you. And it's powerful. And it's prosperous and it's real. And it then leads you to the Princess of Pentacles, studying your prosperity, your bounty, because you see yourself as the princess, where your heart also sees itself as the queen. It's kind of like, you know what you're doing, and then you're like, oh my gosh, do I? Do I know what I'm doing? So really listen to that inner child that we see with the Hierophant right here, the guide. The inner child that lives within. Because it's very much having a power over your heart, over yourself, over the way you see things, understand things, and the way you're guided forward. And then in your public arena, you might have a huge change come up, or you've experienced this huge change, and you don't see things the same way anymore. You just don't. And you can't go back. This is the Tower. This is saying, ready or not, here it comes. It's kind of like the nursery rhyme, Humpty Dumpty. All the king's horses and all the king's men couldn't put Humpty together again. They never say in that nursery rhyme that Humpty Dumpty is an egg. Never. Humpty Dumpty is our life. You can't put it back together again. By horses, okay? By men, by force, you cannot put back what was broken. It's through love, it's through healing, it's through understanding. And so you're being thrown out of your comfort zone. You're being thrust into an arena that you might not be ready for. Divinity thinks you're ready. Your angels think you're ready. Your spirit guides think you're ready. Have half the faith. If you have half the faith that they have in you, oh my gosh, you'll be unstoppable. Just a speck of that faith would make you unbelievable. Yes, things change. But here's the thing with life. Plato once said, all is flux and nothing stays the same. And I love that quote. Because he said it back in the time before Christ, right? Before 0 on our calendar. And if it was true then, for the fact to it to be true now is a universal law. And so things will not be the same. And that's okay. Now let's see what Luna has to say for herself. What the moon has to say about this time. How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Ooh. How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? Fantastic. How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? How will Pisces be affected by the July 2020 full moon? And these two. All right. So we start with your personal self. And here we have self-reflection, boundaries, and wisdom. Through self-reflection, Pisces, you create boundaries. It's like, listen, this is the real deal. It brings you wisdom. And it's also created through wisdom. You've been burnt before. Life has gotten intense. You need healthy boundaries and to follow profound wisdom. That brings you on your path. Work through your fears, because that's what you're going to have to do to follow your path of truth. And know that emotions run high, okay? There are going to be times where you think, oh, heck no, I can't do this. I don't know where I'm going. I don't know what I'm doing. Know that emotions do run high, okay? And it makes you doubt yourself. It makes you feel overwhelmed. Just be aware of that. It brings you to having to have faith in your dreams. If you don't believe in your dreams, if you don't believe in you, who will? Doesn't RuPaul always say that? And it's so true. And then brings us to communication being key. You have to communicate your dreams, even with yourself. This is my dream. And say it with confidence, not with, oh, this is my dream. Or this is my dream, like it's going to be my dream. I'm totally going to protect it. You know, we have to defend ourselves and being a little whiny while we're doing it. No, this is my dream. This is my power. This is my truth. That's it, period. End of discussion. Like it? Great. Don't like it? Move on. A personal issue reaches resolution. And meditation and contemplation is key. Meditate and contemplate. They showed you that before, Pisces. And it's cool because this is the new moon in Pisces coming forward. So we have self-reflection. You're reflecting on yourself, what you desire, what you want. That's what this Capricorn moon brings. Boundaries. You need healthy, secure boundaries. For yourself, for your dreams, for what you desire. Also for the people within your life. And then wisdom. You are following your wisdom, your desires, your hopes, your heart. And as you follow your wisdom, you walk on your path of truth, your path of power, your path of understanding. But you have to have this self-reflection, these boundaries, this wisdom to follow your path. It doesn't just happen overnight. I always wanted to be a savant. I always wanted to be somebody who just woke up so severely talented that everybody was shocked and awed. It didn't happen that way, but it would have been nice. It would have been very nice. And then we have the new moon in Scorpio. Work through your fears. Seriously, work through your fears. Things that hold you back, make yourself face them. Make you face them in a way that is healthy for you. I'll use the example of my tarot readings. Well, these aren't really mine, but the tarot readings that Spirit brings through me. This terrified me. Oh my gosh, I cried so hard before I did my first tarot reading. It was ridiculous, for YouTube. And then I couldn't show my face. I couldn't do it. Still to this day, I'm so shy and I'm so introverted that if I had to show my face, I'd be like, no, I can't do it. It would be too much. So know yourself. It's kind of like my mom would always say, know your ducks. Know yourself. Know yourself. And then work in your truth. And it doesn't matter if anybody else understands. That's on them. This is you. Let your light shine through. Let your brilliance shine through in your truth. Work through your fears. Doesn't mean you have to face them head on like a big bulldozer. It means that you work with them and you embrace them. And you look at them and you say, okay, well, you're not going anywhere. You've been here, this fear has been here my whole entire life for years. And so I'm going to work around it. And as you do so, emotions run high. It's a highly emotional thing to do. It's a highly intense thing to do. Do not run away from it. Okay? It all calls on your heart because this is your path and this is where your heart wants to be. It then leads you to having faith in your dreams. You have to. You have to have faith in yourself. And then brings communication being key with the new moon in Gemini. This is the supermoon. This is the waxing crescent moon. Communication is key. Communicating what you want with yourself. Communicating with others. And then with the full moon in Cancer, a personal issue reaches resolution. It does. You see things starting to become clear. Strong Cancer presence within this reading. And then, of course, you have you right here. And this says, meditate and contemplate. For you, Pisces, meditation, contemplation, quiet moments are going to be key. And the thing is that you don't really like quiet moments. So you're going to have to kind of force yourself to embrace the quiet, to embrace the contemplative. And it's going to be a powerful assertion of power and a reaffirming of self. Your subconscious tarot messages. King of Pentacles. You have the Queen of Pentacles. Now you have the King of Pentacles. From the same deck. So same suit, same deck. Soulmate connection. True love connection. Prosperity is your soulmate connection. You were born to be prosperous. Let it come. Let it come. Now this might be, billionaire wealth, or this can be wealth enough to be happy with your life, contented with your soul, and that's wealthy enough. That's what so many people don't have, even if they have multiple homes. Be prosperous. Be contented. Be powerful. And it moves you to the moon. You came through. The essence of yourself came through twice. Right? In both decks. Subconsciously, the essence of you is driving you forward, Pisces. Fear is always a part of the moon, but so is tremendous creativity, powerful, creative, sensual energy. This sense of connection that is overwhelming. Let it shine and flow through you. Move with it, and let it move within you. And now the moon subconsciously is telling you beauty. Natural beauty. You have the face of a woman right here. Created in art. Well, in art, in nature. There is something beautiful within the natural, and you are seeing it. You are embracing it. And then we have the Taurus full moon. Dreams need a practical plan. They do. To have dreams and just let them fly willy-nilly around like dandelion fluff makes them very hard to, catch and come true. Give your dreams a practical plan. Keep your feet firmly planted on the ground when it comes to your aspirations, when it comes to what you desire. And the practical Pisces, a person who is able to look at the world and be really honest with themselves and dream like you can, believe like you can, create like you can, is an unstoppable force. All right, Pisces, I hope this reading has resonated with you. I wish you nothing but light, love, peace, and happiness. May harmony always be with you. I'm sending loving, healing energy to each and every one of you. I love you all, and stay safe.